What's up, everybody? And welcome to the Sit Down, a crime history podcast. I'm your host, Jeff Nadu, and we have not posted on this channel for a while. But after some thinking, after some consulting, and just realizing that I got something big here, we're back. And I want to give you all a background of what has happened to me over the last couple of months. This channel, this original channel I made back in 2021 was something that I put a lot of time into. Late November of last year, day before Thanksgiving, channel was demonetized. 3 months later, on February 20th, I was able to re-monetize my channel and they approved it. So now I'm back. But I was at a crossroads because I had this other channel that I created and it filled its need for a period of time. And I didn't know if I'd ever get the monetization back on this channel. So I had to try something else and I tried it. And now I have two channels. And it's like, what do I do? Well, I have 70,000 subs on here. So I think for me, I'm coming back. I'm back. It's going to take some time. We haven't posted videos really here. So we got to post it up. And we need your help by watching these videos, commenting, sharing them, telling your friends, and letting the algorithm do its job. So my other channel is for sale. So if you're out there and you're a young creator, you want to get into the mob space, the true crime space, the organized crime space, I'll sell the channel to you. The channel is able to make money right away, the old channel, the one that's for sale. And yeah, but we're here tonight. Let's have some fun. I'm sure we'll see some names in here that we haven't seen in a while. I know for me, it's been kind of just a back and forth. Sometimes things never seem to figure themselves out. But you know what? In thinking about what I've done, I'm 30,000 away from 100,000. My dream. I don't know if I'll ever get there, but I'm damn sure going to try. And I just felt like, I got to pick one or the other. And here we are. So it's kind of interesting to see how it will all go because this channel has been kind of dormant for a couple of months. But I've been posting shorts. I'm still posting stuff, so we'll see. But it'll take some time. I want to kind of give you a little thought on where the content's going from here. Saturday, I have a new video dropping. Next Tuesday, I got a really good interview that's going to drop. I'm going to speak to a guy that did prison time with all the mobsters. He was in Schuylkill. He was in, all the different federal prisons that a lot of mobsters are at. He told me some really cool stories about some of these guys. Yeah, we're going to learn about him. And we also have some stuff coming up with, Junior Pagan. He's going to return. And we're going to also take your kind of requests. Where do you want to see the content go? If you're in the chat, say hello. I know it'll take some time to build it up in here again. We literally have not went live on here since November. So if you have a question on organized crime or you want to just ask me something, you're welcome to it. So we'll just kind of get into it. I didn't know if I was going to go live tonight, but I figured let's see what happens here. We've got 88 people in here. Not too bad for a channel that hasn't worked in a while. Brandon Tisdale, I haven't seen you. Welcome in. Thank you for watching. Feel free to ask whatever content and questions you have. Oh my God, look at this. Whoa! Holy hell. They're back. The boys are back. Uh-oh. This gets us started with a bang. Clint Wilson coming in and saying, I know you got demonetized, but you're back monetized now. Woo! That makes me feel good, Clint Wilson. Damn, bruh. Let's go. Hell yeah. That's what you like to see. Everybody give a round of applause for Clint Wilson. What a giving individual. That is so nice of you, bro. Thank you. That makes me happy. Who says we can't earn on this channel? You love to see it. Clint Wilson, if you're new, thank you for watching, my man. I appreciate you, brother. That is awesome. What a cool start to the show. What's up, Jason Diamond? How you doing, buddy? TV, what's up? Joe Thompson, what's happening? Vinny, what's up? Danny Green, love your channel. You do an excellent job. You should do a Raymond Patriarcha video before you give up this genre. I will absolutely do that. I will absolutely do that. Um, that is super cool of Clint Wilson. $100. You love it. If you would like to donate and support our channel, we'd appreciate it. But all you got to do, hit that like button, support us when you can. It means a lot. Thank you again, bro, so much. Sean Adams, what's up? Do you know about Vietnamese organized crime in America? I've seen it evolving over the past 20 years. I do. In fact, I am going to do a video very soon on a person called David Tran. David Tran ran a gang called the BTK, Born to Kill. Or not David Tran, David Ty. It was called Born to Kill. It was a gang out of the New York City area, and they were warring with the Chinese Tongs in Chinatown. David Tai is doing life currently in federal prison. He's a very interesting Vietnamese guy. Started as a counterfeiter. He was selling sunglasses, handbags, all sorts of things. He made a bunch of money doing that. And then he got into the organized crime world. And he was running amok. In fact, he shot up a funeral for funerals are shot up. It was crazy. But I don't know much about the West Coast for sure. Brad Gore says, welcome back. What's up, Brad Gore? FinTech Data says, what the fuck? I'm not sure what you mean by that. I don't know if you're talking about the donation or what, but welcome in. What's up, David? Nagone. Yeah. Well, I figured, let's see what this channel's hitting for. When's the Merlino Vlad TV interview going to drop? I was told it was supposed to drop today. That's what someone in that camp told me. But I would guess this weekend. I don't know. Oh, Fish, behave in here. I've seen you in other chats. Behave, Fish. Says the kid you know with the bowl head. Well, Fish, I don't know if you should be talking about anybody's haircut. I've seen yours, and you're just an old man. So maybe you should just worry about yourself. Fish, you better behave in here, please. I've seen you kicking up dust in other people's chats. You're not going to run this chat like you do others, Fish. You're not going to do it. What's up, Jeff? Glad you got your channel back up and running. Yeah, same here. Salute. So I want to tell you guys. So today I did. Actually started yesterday. I did a 31-hour fast, and man, did I feel good. I stopped eating yesterday at noon. I didn't eat tonight until 6 p.m. So 31-hour fast. I would urge everyone, if you are looking to lose weight, look into intermittent fasting. It will change your life. And I did a 31-hour fast. I do 24-hour fast pretty frequently. I don't eat much at all, to be fair. 2 days a week I don't do that, but I did a 31-hour fast yesterday, and I feel really good. But yeah, I feel like I have a ton of energy. Danny Green says, "Did you ever hear of that white dude that rose in the ranks of the Chinese mob and became a boss?" Yeah, I have heard of that guy. I don't know much about him, but I have heard about that guy. Melinda Duncan, how are you, babe? Good to see you. What's going on? I hope all is well. Hey, Mustache Pete, what's happening, my bro? My buddy, where you been? I haven't talked to you in a while. Every time I fast, the day goes by so slow. Really? I find that it goes by pretty quick. I've been doing fasting for so long, though. I'm just used to it at this point. If you guys have any questions on anything, feel free to ask. We're just kind of spitballing here tonight, having some fun, just kicking around some topics. I want to talk a little bit about Andrea Giovino because I see she's back with her nonsense again. She did a video recently, in fact, today, where she and her son called out Gene Borello, Michael Franzese, and Sammy Gravano. And there's one person she left out. This guy. Andrea knows better. She ain't going to talk about me. Because there's one thing that I'm not that those individuals are. They're all rats. I'm not. And she knows better because she knows I will ask her the questions. This is what I don't understand about this lady. Now, 20 years ago, she did a interview on 60 Minutes where she admits she is a rat. I see her doing all these interviews recently talking about rat this, rat that. And now she's, I guess, trying to say she's not a rat. Andrea, the tape does not lie, love. And here's what we're going to do, fellas. Fellas and ladies, we are going to show you that Andrea Giovino is lying. And I'd ask her to explain this video. Bear with me 1 second. And I want to thank our friend Mob Facts. I asked him if I could use this video. I didn't hear back from him. I'm hoping he's okay with it. Everybody go check out the great Mob Facts, one of the great channels on YouTube. Get a load of this, guys. Get a load of this.
People were turning left and right in these cases. You arrest 20 guys, I guarantee you 6 out of the 20 are going to turn.
And after years of keeping silent, Andrea turned. She didn't know it, but the government was listening in, wiretapping her home phone. Andrea was heard conspiring to distribute drugs.
Listen.
Federal agents raided her house early one morning, told her she was facing 10 years in prison, and made her an offer she could not and did not refuse.
Was I afraid of prison? No, I knew I could survive in prison. I didn't want to leave those babies. I did not want to leave those babies. So I felt, I'm going to use what I know. I'm very smart. I'm going to tell the truth.
So Andrea played ball with the feds, and they got her and her kids out of New York in a hurry. She says threats were made against.
Yeah. So what did we just hear there? She said she was going to talk, and the feds then moved her. The feds don't take a criminal who they've just arrested, which they did. They arrested her for drugs. She said a whole bunch of shit on the phone. They don't just take her and say, okay, we've arrested you. And now we're going to just say, you know what? We're going to put you somewhere in America so we feel like it. No. They only do that with rats. Now, she said this again on another documentary called I Married a Mobster. Now, 20 years later, she doesn't want to belong in that cohort because she knows it's not good for her image. For whatever reason, even though what does it matter? She's not the same person. But one thing about this woman that I can't stand is she does the weak thing. She blames it if I attack her or anybody attacks her, which I'm not even attacking her, but she calls it misogyny. You know, here I'm a woman, so you don't like me. So that's what you're going to do. You're going to attack me. No. It wouldn't matter if you're a female or a male. But Andrea, just because people call you out for your nonsense, we're not misogynistic, Andrea. I love women. That said, this would not matter if you're a female or a male. And listen, Andrea, nobody cares if you're an informant. But just be honest. What is with this switch up now? That little clip tells us a different story, doesn't it? Yes, you definitely are fintech. Absolutely. Netflix made her out to be a female member of the Gotti crew. Exactly. And you know what's funny? She had her lawyer on this interview she did where she put it on Instagram or whatever, or wherever she puts it. And the lawyer was like, well, Netflix vetted her and they made sure that she was real and everything she did. No, they didn't. They don't fucking vet anybody. They didn't vet Tim Donaghy. Okay. Tim Donaghy told a whole lot of lies. They didn't vet. I mean, Ruggiano. Listen, Anthony's a nice guy, but like, how could they vet that stuff? How did they vet Polizzi? Did they vet him? We know for a fact he could be questionable too. Believe me, if Netflix really wanted to make a documentary about John Gotti, do you think they would have got those three? No. They would have got Mikey Scars, guys that actually were around him every day, were in his inner circle. And you know why they didn't get Mikey Scars? Because they probably wouldn't pay him enough. And he knows his worth. You could pay Giovino $100 she did that. Because look at what she's doing now with it. I'm John Gotti's female pal. He called me Rocky. Not for nothing, love. You were a Greyhound bus. Let's just be real. And that's just the truth. Like, I'm not speaking out of turn. I don't mean to be disrespectful, but that's what she was. She hooked up with mobsters. That's it. Go be on Mob Wives then. Don't be on here. And again, I think she'd be a lot more accepted if she would just be honest about who she is. You can't say it's like we call it Gravano. So if we call it Gravano, you got to call it her, right? A lot of people want to call Gravano out. That's fine. Call this broad out too. And I don't want to hear it because she's a woman. She came into this space. She's here talking tough about this guy and that guy. And then she always uses, and the lawyer actually said this. Amazing. He says, they're all trying to get clout off Andrea. What clout? She gets 100 views a video. Clout. The fuck? Clout. She doesn't have clout. Exactly. Mustache Tree says, I honestly thought she was kind of cute for an older broad, but listening to her is unbearable. Nobody wants to hear a woman talk like a wise guy. Agreed. Listen, seems like a nice person. She's definitely attractive for her age. For sure. Especially for me. I'm a young guy. You definitely like an older woman, but and again, I don't even mean to be, I'm not rude. I'm not trying to be even rude to her, but it's like some of these people come into this space and expect like, oh, everyone's just going to be super nice to you. I would have been nice to her. If she comes on here, I'd be very nice to her. But just negating people that are going to ask you questions and then you act tough when you're on screen, like, no, you won't answer every question. Why was her lawyer there? What was the point of that? Because she thinks if she puts a lawyer on, listen, no offense, Andrea, the lawyer works for you. Of course he's going to say stuff that benefits you. What do you think? He's going to come out and talk down about you? If a lawyer told me, seriously, if the lawyer told me that it was dark right now, I wouldn't believe him. That's what they do. Their goal is to do whatever they can to get you off. They work for you. So bringing a lawyer doesn't make it any less, like it doesn't make it look good. You bring a lawyer on so you don't say something stupid. And not for nothing, your son said some stuff that he shouldn't have said. That's not about me. But again, he said people beat women. And there's no truth that anyone beat any women, that person. So that lawyer that was there, whatever his name was, he didn't do a good job at being a lawyer. Because what I think happened is the kid got Gene and John A. confused. And if Gene was a real motherfucker, he would sue you. That's the truth. So your lawyer, who was your lawyer for 20 years, he didn't do a good job there. And you should get your money back because the counselor didn't do a good job. There's a difference between making fun of somebody and saying stuff's not true. There's a difference. So if I say I have a, black shirt on and someone says look like shit, nothing wrong with that. But if you say, hey, you have a black shirt and you're a pedo, then there's something wrong with that. You get me? So that lawyer did not do a good job there. Ass Pipe Gasso, that's a great name. Jeff is back. What's up, Ass Pipe? That's a funny name. That might be one of the Ass Pipe Gasso. Oh, sorry. Ass Pipe Gasso is here. Hey, Ass Pipe. Juan says, are you familiar with the author and researcher Doug Valentine? He wrote Strength Off the Pack and Strength of the Wall, deep dives into the connections to the DEA, CIA, and very prominent made men. No, I haven't. However, I'll check it out. Listen, I think it's absolutely clear that the mafia is connected to both the DEA and CIA. In fact, I've made videos in the past that I believe there are certain people out there today that are associated with the CIA. Listen, the CIA was very involved with the mafia in the 60s, 70s. Absolutely. I'll have to check that out. That's great work by Mob Facts in finding that. Johnny Hall says, Jeff, a YouTuber said Merlino took a plea. Pleas are given for free. How is this different than ratting? Isn't it against mob rules to sit with the government? I'm new to this stuff, so please educate. Well, listen, taking a plea is not ratting. Now, this is the thing. The old guard, so like the 60s, the 70s, guys like that, taking a plea was no good. And John Gotti would kill you over that. But no, to me, it's not ratting. A rat move is, when you take a plea, you don't sit down with the government. You admit to what you did, and that's it. You don't sit there and say, well, this happened and that person did this and this person did that. That's a rat move. But no, taking a plea is not a rat move. No. Taking a plea is just, you don't want to get, you don't want to go to trial. They're offering you a deal. Listen, the truth is, with a mob guy, let's say you pick up a dead body and you dispose of it. That's conspiracy to commit murder. You helped get rid of the body. So you take that to trial, you're pretty much screwed, right? You're going to get 20 to life on that. They'll go to a mob guy and say, we'll give you 7 years. We're going to take you off the street for a while, admit that you were a part of this. We know you were a part of it. We have it right here. And if you fuck with us and go to trial and waste our time, we're going to throw the book at you. Now, back in the day, there's a lot of guys that you look at like the Genovese family. There was a guy, little Jimmy Ida, who, they give him a plea, declined it. He got life. Look at Gene Gotti, Carneglia. Carneglia said at one point, I'd have got 7 years if I'd have taken a plea. I ended up getting 50. No, a plea is just admitting guilt. You're not ratting. You don't have to become a cooperator to get a plea. She uses the same line in every interview. Most families sat around the table and talked about pasta. We sat around the table and talked about murders. Really? I didn't hear that. I've never heard her say that. I can't say I watch her interviews. I see the shorts though. Like I see them going around on like social media. I would never sit there and watch an interview. I just can't get into it. It's just, What's up, Joey Frakes? Yeah, I don't know. I never understood that, Soretti. I never understood that. Was she dating George Martirano? I don't believe so. I just think she knows him. And by the way, George did 35 years in prison and didn't cooperate. You would find it interesting that he's sitting with her. Let's ask this question. What if it were the other way around? She claims that her husband took the deal and got her out of everything. That's what her news story is. But let's say it was the other way around. Like Martirano knows damn well. Let's say that was a he wouldn't sit with him. But it's a woman, so he gives her a pass. He claims she talks to Mark Ryder. And Mark Ryder, is all good with it. It's like, come on, man. I know she was. What's up, Frem? How are you? If anybody would like to donate, feel free to hit that super chat icon and donate to the show. She's a rat that identifies as a loyal and trustworthy side chick. Oh, yeah. It seems like it. Jimmy Reynolds says, Sammy's going to knock you out, pussy. Hey, Jimmy, here's the link. Jump on the show. I'm going to guess your name is not Jimmy Reynolds. Jump on the show, Jimmy. There you go. There's the link. You should get her on the show. I've tried. She won't come on. Grambino, my man. What's up, Grambino? $20. Thank you, my friend. Appreciate you. Thank you for the support, bro. That's really nice of you. Good to see you as always. Exactly. Appreciate that, Batch Elder Street. Yeah, it's nice to be back here on this channel. Ass Pipe Gasso. Don't be rude, Ass Pipe. We'll chalk that up as you trying to be funny. But thank you for the $5. That's very nice of you, though, Batch Elder. Thank you so much. Thank you, FinTech. What's up, Mike Sell? How are you? What's going on? There's literally no mobster that's a hacker. No mobsters doing that. Now, smart criminals are doing that, but mobsters aren't. Johnny Hall says, how does a guy like Mancuso get treated in prison? Is he feared or respected, or does he have to pay money to put money on the books and pay gangs for safety? Well, no. He's at Allenwood. He's at an FCI. He's at a medium. He doesn't have to pay for anything. When you're at a medium, you don't have to pay anybody for anything. No one's going to bother you at a medium. No, he's with other gangsters. He's there with Ronnie G and other guys in that life. Um, that said, guys, I again talked to a guy on Tuesday about how it was for mobsters in jail. And you'll hear a lot more about that. But he's fine. He's treated very well, I'm sure. Do I think he is a shot caller or something? No, he's not a shot caller. He might be in his car, in that Italian car, but he ain't telling Albanians what to do or blacks what to do or Spanish what to do. Yeah, the mob ain't getting. They don't have respect in there like that. And you can ask anybody that. Anybody will tell you that. Lenny says, Jeff, what are your thoughts on CJNG? What are my thoughts on CJNG? Cartels in the way of a generación. What are my thoughts? I think they're a very violent and depraved drug cartel. That said, they're very powerful. They have a lot of territory, and they have become one of the most high-level transnational drug organizations in the world. There are no thoughts I have. They're very powerful. They're one of two. Everybody else is behind them. They will go to any means they have to protect their territory. They use reckless abandon to control the flow of drugs in and out of Mexico, as well as people smuggling, theft, extortion. At a group like Cartel Jalisco, they make the mafia look like a fucking Boy Scout troop. That's the truth. That's a real crime group right there. That the four-letter word there. Yeah, I agree, Danny Green. I agree with that. Nah, of course not. Link was dropped again. He didn't come on. What's up, Daryl Peoples? What's up, Wolfman? What's happening? We're back. By the way, I said this at the top of the show. We got about 140 people in here. My other channel, the one with about 9,000 subs, that channel is for sale. So if you're an up-and-coming creator, you want to put a little money into your next career, this is your opportunity. If you want to make videos, here you go. This is your opportunity. You're way ahead already. You get a channel. You can create whatever you want on it. And you can start your career in that world. What you don't think an ex-mobster who got reformed and took a coding boot camp can be a hacker? Well, I guess they could. I'm not sure that they are, though. I think he meant like the active groups are. Big Tasty, what's happening? What's up, Liberty? It's not that they have their own military. They are their own military. They look like a military. They already have the suit and boot and everything. They have the weaponry. Did I ever watch the show Tokyo Vice? No, I haven't. How much are you asking for the 9,000 subscriber channel? I'm not sure. I would definitely take an offer. You have to understand the channel probably makes 2,000 a month. So generally they do 3 times. I don't know, 5, 6K maybe. I don't know. You have to realize if you go on there and make videos, and the videos are good and you have talent, you can make that back in a couple of months. It's an investment. I don't need the channel anymore. I have this channel, and I'm gonna get back to posting on this channel. So I don't want to have 2 channels. But I'm willing to make a deal. But you have to realize, you have the ability to make money on that channel. You don't have to wait around. You don't have to get 1,000 subs or 5,000 watch hours. You could post right away. Exactly, Liberty. Exactly. Brandon Tisdale says, "Are you on Coach JB show tomorrow?" Yes, 11 a.m. 11 a.m. I hope. Jay Watts says, "Yo, Jeff, I just got out of prison. I've missed a bit." Well, welcome back, Jay Watts, welcome home, my man. What were you inside for? How long? Jeff, overall, I think when comparing Cartel Jalisco to the mob, it's about era and family. Cartel Jalisco clearly is way bigger and more violent than forming the mob in the last 50 years. No. They're 10 times as powerful as the mob at the highest level in this country. Trust me, bro, it's not close. It just isn't. There's no mafia that has the control that this group does. These groups control the flow of drugs on the planet, not just the country, the planet. They're in 60, 70, 80, 100 countries. They work with other transnational groups. Listen, I'll make a case to you that the mafia in Montreal is stronger over the last 50 years than any mafia in this country. They make billions of dollars just in people migrating. Do you understand, guys, that every person that is flowing into this country and bedding down tonight in this country illegally, do you realize that every one of them has paid a tax to a drug cartel? And the only two they're generally paying to, Cartel Jalisco, Sinaloa. So let's just figure this. Let's say every month, and there's way more than this. Let's say 10,000 people are crossing illegally, and they're paying on average $5,000 to $20,000 a person. And from what I understand, it's more for how farther away you are. So if you coming from China, you're paying $20K a person. That doesn't even count the drug trade. You feel me? A breach of parole, you only did 2 months. Well, good. Glad you're home, bro. Be safe. Get back on your feet. Sean Campbell says, how much for the channel? Listen, Sean Campbell, do me a favor. Send me an email. The sitdown777@gmail.com. We can talk more about what you want to offer me. And again, I'm not going to give it away. The channel can make you money right away. And if you have the ability to create content, you can do really well. So, we're not going to give it away, but we're willing to make a deal. And it's not for this channel. It's for the other channel. Yes, they should. 100% they should. Would racketeering laws in Mexico change it in Mexico? No. No. Let me tell you something. They run that country. The government doesn't run that country. They run that country. It's that simple. And every person is corrupt. Mayors, police chiefs. Do you guys realize that in one state in Mexico, there were 60 police killed last year? In one state. There are 35-ish states in Mexico. That's just in one state. Tens of thousands of people went missing. Hundreds of thousands of homicides. Nah. I'm getting rid of it, my man. I think I know what to do and what not to do now. Yes, it is. Absolutely, it is. What else do we have going on tonight, boys and girls? It's good to see some supporters in here. We always enjoy that. If you are here and you're interested in asking some questions, feel free to jump on in and ask away. It's always helpful. It always pushes the chat and stuff along. Schmucky says, I live in Mexico. Cartels are 100 times more powerful than any mafia family at any time. Even talking about them is a no-no here. Where do you live, Schmucky? Remind me. He's right. He's 100% right. It's not even close. You have to realize, guys, at the top level of government, the attorney general was corrupt. This guy, Garcia Luna. He was working with the Sinaloa cartel. He's like at the top level of the government. Exactly. See, you live in a good area. Mierda is about the only area that you want to live in Mexico. That's that's safe. But hey, just because it's safe now doesn't mean it's always going to be safe. Merida's in Yucatan, which is where like Cancun and Tulum is. And you even see now that Cancun and Tulum are being overrun. Acapulco is a hellscape. Places that used to be so beautiful are now hellscapes. Agreed. Awesome person says, I'm in Nayarit at the moment, CGNG, but it's chill. And Nayarit is a pretty quiet state as well, but these can change quickly. I remember a couple of years ago, Chiapas was one of the safest states in Mexico. Oaxaca, places like that. Now they're starting to be overrun. Chiapas is a shit show recently. It's a shame. It's a shame. I hope sometime it gets fixed, but the truth is it's not going to. That's just not how it works. You know, it's really, really, really sad. Hey, Bella knows, how are you? Yeah, but Jason, I think you have a little bit of wishful thinking here. I mean, this has been going on for a long time, and it's gotten way worse, you know? And this country has no political capital in fixing it. Like what would we do about it? We're not going to do nothing because we need the drug trade. We need that to keep going because our criminal element, we need to keep arresting people. That's how we make money in this country. There's big business in that, you know? But I don't know. It's a crazy, crazy world, man. It's a crazy world. Your parents used to go to Acapulco. Yeah. I mean, back then it was really nice. It's a way different place now. It's a way different place now. Yeah, I hear you on that. We know what he meant, though. All right, guys, I'm gonna wrap it up. I just wanted to come on here and kind of see how the live show was working for us here. I'm back. I'm gonna be posting all my videos here going forward. Like I said, if anybody wants to buy my other channel, feel free to get in touch with me. The sit down 777 at gmail.com. Right away, you can start making money on that channel if you have an interest in creating organized crime content. I'll even help you if you have, if you want to know how to create videos and things like that. I'll even give you a helping hand with doing that. So, other than that, keep track. We're gonna have some cool videos coming out here in the future. We're definitely going to do some stuff with some people, have some good interviews coming out, and keep doing what we normally do. What's up, Subway Slots? Shout out to Tioga. Tioga. Love Tioga. Shout out to Subway Slots, my man. Take it easy, Melinda Duncan. Take it easy, everybody. New video out Saturday. We'll see you then.